we've been here, we've been at the United Methodist General Board of Church and Society, and we've attended the Bread for the World Conference. We've learned a lot this week, and we'd like to share it with you.
The first part of the week in Washington, D.C., we worked at the United Methodist General Board of Church and Society, which is the arm of the United Methodist Church that is located on Capitol Hill and is concerned with the social principles in the Book of Resolutions. While we were there, we were able to speak with a number of staff members about what they do, and one of these staff members was John Hill, who deals with environmental and economic justice. Mr. Hill talked to us about the federal budget and helped us better understand what the process that lawmakers use to create the budget. And we also had a hand at making our own federal budget, and I don't think the Micah Corps is going to be making any budget decisions anytime soon.
But I think what's important to think about is in these stats, in these numbers, are stories and names, right? And this, I think, is the one time each year where we collectively, through government, decide how we are going to allocate our shared resources. Right? So whether people like taxes or not, we collect them for a variety of common goods. You know, money is kind of a relative concept around here sometimes. Numbers don't always add up. But this is what $3.5 trillion looks like here in Washington. For you all to figure out, and you can just like, you know, huddle together.
We had the opportunity to meet with a representative from Oxfam, and he talked about their new GROW campaign, which is about ending hunger in the world by supporting small farmers, cutting back on land and water grab, and other things that just reduce the likelihood that people are going to remain in poverty.
Micah Corps spent 4 days at the Bread for the World annual conference. My favorite part was the breakout sessions where we got to talk to other people like ourselves who are advocating for maybe the first time. And we got to learn what it means to be an advocate for people that are hungry and poor around the world.
Maybe we cannot have faith in capitalism or any economic system. Maybe in truth and in reality we are dependent on God for our daily bread. Give us this day our daily bread. This text in Matthew, give us, it says, give is addressed to the giver. Jesus acknowledges that God is the giver.
Jesus had a very different strategy, preferring radical inclusion. And so he excuses his disciples from the public fast day by cutting to a deeper issue. A society, he says, in which some can afford to fast while others go truly hungry, that society is sick. Jesus instead likens the kingdom of God to a wedding party in which everybody gets fat and happy.
That is why we're here, to end the pain and suffering caused by hunger and malnutrition. It is why after decades of setting out to combat global hunger, we hold fast to the truth that we can provide our fellow brothers and sisters, and that we can create a future where hunger pains are not part of the world that we live in.
Jesus talks more about the poor and also about money than almost any other issues in the Bible. So I think it is refreshing for you to go up and give a witness from your faith. Unfortunately, we're not hearing from a lot of other groups. Almost every major group in town hires big K Street law firm with the Aiken and Hogan and Hartz and Patton Boggs and Blow and all, but the poor has very little representation on in the Congress. So I thank you for what you're doing. Be bold when you're up there. Do not be reluctant, and do not ask to only see the receptionist or the senior staff person go in and say, I would hope that Congressman X or Senator Y could take the time to see me personally because I'm here to advocate for the poor. I come all the distance, whether it be from Northern Virginia or Kansas or California, and I would hope the congressman or the senator could take the time to see me, and if he or she is not in the office, I'm prepared to go over to the floor of the House and stand outside so we can talk. They have a moral obligation to meet with.
Last year, 2010, we achieved more for poor and hungry people in Congress than in any previous year in our history. So we helped pass the Child Nutrition Act. We helped to extend tax credits for the working poor. That one change is keeping 1 million kids out of poverty this year. That one change. We helped to launch the International Global Food Security Initiative. And we pushed the administration to get moving on foreign assistance reform. We need to ask God for help. We need to ask God to enter into our lives in a fuller way, and God to enter into the life of our country.
Today is June 14th and we are at the Hart Building in Washington, D.C. Today is Lobby Day for Bread for the World. Each year, members of Bread for the World have a chance to come to Capitol Hill and speak to their representatives about hunger issues. We have an opportunity to be a voice for the hungry. This year, we're trying to convince those members of Congress that we need to form a circle of protection around issues regarding hunger. We learn the importance of faith and advocacy. In order to make the U.S. government functional, we have to tell our representatives what we want. The U.S. government is by the people, for the people. And in order for them to know what we want, we need to contact them and tell them. So, if you want to help out, you can write your member of Congress and tell them that we need a circle of protection around social programs that are helping poor and hungry people. You can also go to www.bread.org and learn how to become a Bread for the World Covenant Church. Thanks for watching, and we'll be seeing you soon in your districts. Keep an eye out for the Micah Corps. Bye!